Hey there, Owen Sanders here again, and welcome back to this special Dubai UAE edition of the Grow Your Profits with Inbound Content Marketing e-course. So as you may recall, in the last video we talked about the Modern Marketing Challenge and how to overcome it with an inbound and content marketing strategy. Then we focused in a bit on why content marketing, specifically, is the heart and soul of any inbound marketing strategy. But there's a lot more to inbound marketing than just content marketing. Today we're going to get a big picture perspective on what all those other elements are that go into creating a successful inbound marketing strategy and how they all work together to convert strangers into loyal customers and generate revenue. In other words, what are all the pieces of the puzzle that you need to get from point A to point B of profitability? Here's the big picture inbound methodology shown as an infographic. So let's get an overview of each of these steps. Keep in mind that in the upcoming videos, we'll be talking more in depth about the nitty-gritty details of how to actually implement all the techniques that we're about to discuss in big picture detail for now. So don't worry if you still have questions about the technical details at the end of this video. For now, just see how all the pieces of the inbound marketing puzzle fit together. So step one is to attract strangers, and that in and of itself is a four-step process. First, you have to do your foundational research into who your audience is, what they want, and what kind of content will appeal to them, and how they consume content. We'll talk more about how to do this kind of market research the smart way in the next video. Second, you have to create content that is relevant to your audience, magnetically attracts them, and is genuinely valuable to them in some way. Next, you're going to want to post your content on social media so that it can get found by new audience members. Depending on your business, it may also be a good idea to pay to promote your content on social media and on search, meaning basically Google and maybe Bing. Facebook and Google both have very robust ad targeting features if you know how to use them. And they're fantastic tools for lead generation if you really have this whole inbound strategy thing down and functioning well. Broadly speaking, there are two types of promoted content ads online. There's PPC ads or pay-per-click ads, which you can do on both Google and on social media. And there's also promoted posts on most social media networks at this point, most notably Facebook, of course. The huge advantage to paid promotion of content online is that, of course, with a small nominal fee, you can get your content noticed, you can get in front of eyeballs. The only downside to this, or not really the downside, but it's a double-edged sword, is that you have to make sure that you're actually getting a return on that investment. So that's where analytics and tracking and that sort of thing comes in. So after that, you want to drive your visitors to landing pages where you convert them into leads. You can do this indirectly for visitors who found you organically, and pretty much all the paid content promotion ads that you buy should lead directly to landing pages for lead generation purposes. A landing page is a kind of a page that has only one purpose: to persuade visitors to take a desired action, such as to buy your product or sign up for your email newsletter. For maximum effectiveness, landing pages should be ultra simple with absolutely no distractions. That means a single column of text, simple visuals, and no navigation bar usually. This example here is pretty good. It's very simple. It really draws the eye with strong colors and contrast directly to the call to action and the form that it wants you to fill in. This is also a really good example, actually, because if you notice, these people, their eyes are looking directly at the call to action. And studies have shown, eye tracking studies have shown, that if you have an image of a person, someone looking at that image will automatically look at what the people in the image are looking at. So that's a really useful trick for, especially for a landing page. Just to be clear, landing pages are not content. They should be written with persuasive, direct response copywriting. The copy should repeat the same compelling call to action several times on the page. The copy should end with a form, usually, and a big colorful submit button. The button should say something more appropriate and more active and appealing than submit, though, maybe like subscribe or get yours now. Another thing to consider for sign-up forms on landing pages is that the less information you ask for in the form, the higher the sign-up rate or the conversion rate will be. Personally, I usually only ask for an email address in a lead generation form. You can further entice visitors to convert into leads by offering them something valuable in exchange for their info, such as a free consultation or more free epic content. So now that you've got all these wonderful leads, what do you do with them? Well, you want to nurture them, meaning that you want to deepen the relationship with those leads. Probably the best way to nurture leads is with email marketing. Now, you may have heard that email marketing is old-fashioned, that it's 1990s, that it's been replaced by social media somehow. Don't believe that. That is absolutely not the case. Email is still one of the most powerful marketing tools in your arsenal. The problem with social media is that the reach is very unreliable, meaning that only a small percentage of your followers ever actually see the posts that you put on that social media network. Email, on the other hand, is much more reliable. That's because someone has actually asked you or given you permission to send them something in their email inbox directly. And people check their email inbox on a regular basis. Most people check it multiple times a day. So do not underestimate email. It is the best lead nurturing tool that there is, and I highly recommend using it if you can for your business model. On email, you can also qualify leads, which means that you can evaluate if they might be interested in and able to buy from you eventually. You can do this in a number of ways, and one of the simplest ones, is to just look at your analytics, say your Google Analytics if you're using that, and see which of your emails that they've opened and which links they've clicked on. So generally speaking, with email marketing, with lead nurturing, you want to send about between 4 and 5 emails at least of really high quality, epic content marketing before you ever even mention a product or service that you're trying to promote or sell. Eventually, you will want to acquire your qualified leads as customers by closing sales. You can do this by sending them an irresistible offer every 4 emails of epic content or so. Like landing pages, this also requires persuasive direct response copywriting. After that, you can continue to send emails with a sales element every 4 to 5 emails or so. The key to successful email marketing, and really to marketing in general, is to make sure that your audience always feels like you're giving way more than you're asking for. You could think about it like a bank account. Every time you try to make a sale, you ask someone to do something, really at all, including sale or anything else for that matter, you're making a withdrawal from your account. Every time you do something for the benefit of your prospect or your lead or your customer without expecting anything in return, that's making a deposit in that account. And you want to make sure that you always have a positive balance in that customer account. Now, just so you know, most people are not going to buy, especially not on the first try, not even on the second try or the third try. It's only a small percentage that will. But do not discount those people that do not buy immediately. Even if someone doesn't buy for a year and they stay on your email list for that long, if they're still consuming your content after that long, that means that they're really deeply invested in your content and in your brand as an audience member. And who knows, maybe they're just waiting until they have enough money or whatever to afford your services or your product. So make sure that you're really valuing all your audience members and not jumping to any conclusions about which ones are quote unquote more valuable to your business or less. All right, and finally, after you've acquired a customer, meaning after you've sold something to them, you want to make sure that every aspect of their experience with your company is outstandingly delightful. That includes your content marketing at the top of the sales funnel and at the end of it and in the middle, but it also includes the process of purchasing your product, owning the product, and your customer service after the sale. Customer service is not my area of specialty. It's probably the area of marketing that I talk the least about, but that does not mean I don't think it's important. I think it's extremely important. And I know from my personal experience as a consumer that the biggest turnoff for me with a brand is bad customer service. And the one thing that will absolutely make me diehard loyal to a brand is phenomenal customer service that really goes the extra mile. Honestly, I don't think that great customer service is that complicated. All you have to do is empower your customer service representatives to use their judgment to make good decisions that are fair and equitable for the brand and for the consumer. Some people are scared to do that. You shouldn't be, though. You will save so much money in the long term by making your customers happy. It's really amazing. And not only in terms of repeat business and customer retention, also in terms of brand advocacy, meaning that when someone has a phenomenal customer service experience, that's so rare in this day and age, what's the first thing they do? They tell someone about it. They tell a friend, hey, you should do business with this brand because I had this incredible experience with them and it made my day. That's the kind of brand that I hope you will strive to be. It's the kind of brand that I strive to be, I know. Um, so there's my little rant about customer service. All right, moving on. Okay, so a few final points to remember for this final phase of the inbound marketing cycle is keep in touch. Just because someone's already bought something doesn't mean that they're never going to buy again. If you keep in touch with them, if you send them more fantastic content marketing on a regular basis and you try and upsell them, a lot of them are going to buy again. Another thing is measure, test, and improve. This is so important in every aspect of marketing, really every aspect of life, I'd say. Um, you can do this pretty easily with any form of digital marketing, luckily. You can't really do it with most conventional advertising techniques, but online, we have plenty of tools to do this with. Some of them cost a lot of money, some of them are free. Honestly, the best one that I've ever used that is free or paid is just Google Analytics. A lot of people don't realize how powerful Google Analytics is, but it's really amazing if you know how to use it well. You can use it to track pretty much everything about your marketing campaigns online, your website. You can see whether people are converting, where they're coming from, when they convert, their behavior on your website. You can see all kinds of things. You can do A/B testing. You can see which versions of things work better than others. So what I really recommend for this, and this is something that we'll talk again about later, but basically adopt a lean startup methodology. You know that book, The Lean Startup? Basically, you just want to apply the core of that book to your marketing. So just measure what you're doing, quantify it, and you can do that with Google Analytics and other analytics tools for other things. Um, and then you want to run tests. You want to run short, easy to do tests that are easy to implement and easy to reverse, and test them A/B style, and then see which one works better. And then keep the one that works better. And by doing this, you have this gradual progression, gradual evolution of improvement with your marketing. Okay, that's all for today. Keep checking your email inbox for the next few days for the next video, which will be about how to do market research the smart way. It's going to be a bit more nitty-gritty than these first two videos. We're really going to go a bit more in depth about how to do that. All right, so until then, bye for now and have a great day.